Hello, I'm Vicki Leroux with Create and Adorn. Thank you for selecting this video. On this channel, we are all about showing you how to make contemporary modern jewelry designs with minimal materials, minimal techniques, and minimal time. So if that sounds like fun to you, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I wanted to make kind of a quick video to show you ways to use our little Tiffany thise component charms that look kind of just like this. They're very, very pretty. And I've made a video when we got them in, just kind of showing them off. But I thought I'd do a quick tutorial just showing how to make very quick earring and a little pendant necklace, perfect for the holidays, perfect for a gift, or even to wear, that is, again, very easy, extremely affordable, that looks like $1,000,000, and that is also very high quality. These are 10mm CZs, cubic zirconia gems, inside a high polished bale. So this is in the gold, and the other is in a silver. They're lead-free, nickel-free, high polished components that won't ever chip or scratch and fade, that kind of thing. Very high quality, all made in the USA. Okay, I want to show you though a couple different easy earrings and easy pendant, so including the earrings I have on that I just love. So here's kind of a close-up on the gold. Here's my other one in silver. Look at those, so pretty. I mean, there's so pretty, and really could not be easier. So let me get that back in. You're gonna start with that component I just showed you, of course. And the first thing we're gonna do is put a jump ring through her, a little 6mm jump ring. And if you're not familiar what that is, it looks just like it sounds. There's a little ring, has a little break at the top, right? So that's so you can open it. Anytime you open a jump ring, if my hands are the jump ring and here's the break, you want ideally to use 2 pliers, 1 on each side, but you want to open it to the side and put it on, put through whatever you're going to put through, and then close it back flush. Open to the side, back flush. Not this. Don't pull it apart this way. This, you're going to weaken the bottom and break it. So they're cut very flush. So if you open it to the side, put it on, put it right back, it's going to go right back into shape. And like I said, ideally, we're using a chain nose pliers. Looks really similar to a needle nose most people have at home, but it doesn't have those little lines or ridges on the inside. And that's because those little lines and ridges will leave marks on your jewelry, because metal is very soft. And so those little lines on the pliers will end up making lines on the jewelry. Now, if that's all you have, that's all you have. But if you're going to be doing a lot of it, it's really nice to have a pair of them, or a couple pairs, as it seems. So when I open that jump ring, I'm, like I said, just to the side, and I'm going to place it right through that loop on the component. Right? Could not be easier. Now, for that earring I'm making though, I'm not going to close it yet. I've got this is a little, like, we call them twisted rings, a little twisted ring. It's about 10mm, very pretty. This is the gold one. Here's the silver one that's on my other earring. Before I close that ring, I'm not only going to hook it through the component, I'm going to place that little ring on there as well. And then I'm going to close it right back into place. And then I've got my 2 pieces together. And then it just needs an ear wire. And I am just using pretty simple kind of French wire, really modern, real clean. Sorry about the dogs. It looks probably really similar or really common that you've seen, but it doesn't have the little wired coil that you see sometimes there. I think that's a little outdated. So these are a little cleaner, a little shorter too. So it's just the subtle changes really in design that I think make it look a little more modern, updated. When I am selecting ear wires, it really is just about what matches the whole vibe of the look of the earring. So the little loop though on the bottom of the ear wire opens up just like the jump ring. So to the side, and then you're going to place this on. Now there is a front and a back to the component. That's the front that has the front of the gemstone, and the back has the point. So you want to make sure you're putting it on the right direction for the front of the earring as well. And that's it. And that's the other gold one. And we have a pair of gorgeous earrings. Look at that sparkle. I mean, so, so, so pretty. It's getting kind of dark here, but you can kind of see how beautiful and so simple. I like sharing costs for sure. These little components are only $4.50. So for a pair, $9, and the little rings and ear wires are only a couple bucks. So for less than $10, you've got a gorgeous pair of earrings that anyone would love, even if they're a little more conservative. I think they're still really, really elegant. Now, if you are up for a little something bigger, I'm gonna go a step up and use our little bigger satin rings that are really pretty. This has the other one was twisted. This has more of a, what we call a satin finish on it. Oopsie, I'm gonna throw them around. Okay, I got it. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is take another jump ring in my silver, and there is one of the pretty silver ones. I'm going to put the jump ring through the top of the loop in the silver. I'm going to close it back up just like we did. 2 pliers to the side. Oh, you got to hook it on to what you're hooking it onto first. Silly. So I'm going to put that satin ring through there first and then close it up. Okay. Then I am going to just take one of the silver ear wires and open that to the side and make sure I've got again, the front of the component and the front of the ear wire so that we're going the right direction. And then I'm going to make sure I close the ear wire. And sometimes I turn the ear wire upside down because that little ball, the little ball on top will kind of fall down, and we'll let you know if you don't have it, the loop closed all the way. So that's a good way to tell. Okay, and there it is. Look how pretty that is. So I have another variation on that I'm going to share with you. Okay, it starts the same way. Jump ring. Oh, throwing them around. I'm going to open another silver jump ring. Again, through a component. Again, through a satin ring. And I'm gonna, oh, actually I'm not gonna close it quite yet. Hold on. So I'm gonna grab an ear wire, but I'm gonna dangle the component inside of the little ring. It's going to be really pretty. But the jump ring is going straight forward, right? Well, so is the ring on the ear wire. So there's no way for them to hook together. So what you need to do in that case is turn that little loop that's on the ear wire, right? We've got to turn her so she's facing forward. And all you're going to do is grab the loop part of the ear wire with that same chain nose pliers, right? And give it a hefty turn. And then that can misshapen it a little bit sometimes. You can take a round nose pliers in there, just get it in there. It's a little round nose. I'm playing with it to make sure it's looking good and the ball stays up, right? The ball on there will, and when I mean ball, I mean that little teeny ball, she'll fall down if it's not centered, but we make sure it's all centered, flush, going forward. And then once it is, let me find my jump ring and all my parts again. Okay, jump ring, component, satin ring, ear wire, now with my loop turned facing forward, and I'm also going to make sure I've got it on going the right direction, right? Because there's a front and a back to ear wires. Then I'm going to close this flush again. And now I've got it on the inside. So the earrings is 2 different earrings that literally take the exact same materials. All right, look how pretty. So you can make it either style. If you like something a little longer or a little shorter, but they both look equally as sparkly and blingy and gorgeous. And a little bit more cotton, not much though. So same $9, $1, and then these little rings are like $1.25. So around $12-ish. And you've got gorgeous earrings that look so much more expensive. They just remind me of Tiffany's very much. So they look very much like something you would find there for sure. The last thing I want to show you is a really simple pendant necklace. I'm going to be using see this little mirror chain I have here. I love it. I think that's a nice dainty chain that matches it. I'm going to use it in the gold counterpart. Look how pretty she is. You could maybe find something similar to a craft store. Otherwise, I'll leave a link down below. We have it on our website too, but any kind of dainty, pretty chain will work. Now, the only thing is that there's no links on the ends of this, right? You've got to have a way to put a clasp on it. So I'm going to show you how to put a little crimp end on here real quick. The first thing you got to do is cut, see how the ends end with that little mirror? So the first thing I'm going to do is cut that mirror off so that I've got, you know, a little bit of the chain to work with. Then I'm going to use a cord end crimp, and they come in different sizes. This is a 1mm cord end crimp, and I hope this will show on here. I'm gonna keep turning it, but you can put like leather cord through there, but we put like really thin chain when we need to put a loop, have a loop on the end when there is no loop. See, so there's a little loop there. And if I can crimp this on the end of the chain with that loop, then I can attach a clasp. So once I've cut the ends of the chain, so I've got a little bit of chain to work with there to get it in there, then I'm gonna place that crimp in a crimping plier. If you're not familiar, they look like this. It's kind of a funky looking little plier. It's 2 oval circles, one on top of another. The one on the bottom has an extra little tooth on the side. It's was generally designed to crimp what's called a crimp tube. When you're stringing with a stainless steel wire, that wire doesn't tie. It needs to have a thing called a crimp tube or crimp bead, and these will crimp them nice and flat, but or crimp them really well. But it has so many other uses, including this little crimp tube. So, or crimp cord crimp, I should say. So I'm holding that crimping plier straight up and down, and I'm placing the cord and crimp perpendicular in the top station of the plier with the loop facing out. See how the loop is on this side? So loop facing out right in the middle. And I'm just kind of holding that, you know, tension so it doesn't fall out. I'm going to tip it down so the loop is down here. I'm going to take the chain and I'm going to drop the chain in the crimp. And once I can see it kind of coming out the bottom there, I'm going to give it a good little crimp right in the middle. Then I can turn the crimp up, crimping plier up, and then I'm going to crimp up and down the whole thing. And so it is attached at the end. And there we go. And so I've got a little crimp at the end and a loop at the end. So many people lay this little crimp like down on the table and then try to lay the chain in it and then try to pick it up. Like, and I get it, because that is logically what you think, but that's never gonna work. It just doesn't. So I'm gonna do it one more time for you. And it does take a little bit of practice. So, right, crimping that little cord and crimp in here, in the top of the plier, top of the crimping plier. I need one on each end if I'm going to attach a clasp. So here's the other end of my chain. I'm going to drop it in till I see it poking out. Right, I've turned this upside down, so the loop is up down here. I'm dropping this. Once I see it through, then I'm squeezing with my right hand, and then I can turn my hand up, and then I can squeeze, then I'm squeezing up and down the whole thing. And you can turn it and shape it. You know, it might not look pretty and perfect, but it just takes practice and it'll look a little better. And it doesn't really matter how it looks. It matters that it holds, right? So once we've got it on there, then I've got one on each end, right? And now I can attach a clasp and stuff on it. So I'm just gonna take another baby jump ring, a little smaller one. 2 chain nose pliers. Here's my little baby jump ring. Open the jump ring to the side. Again, like I said, I'm gonna place it through the loop we just attached. And then you can put any kind of clasp you want. I'm just, whoopsie, and put a lobster claw through there. And then I'm gonna close up my jump ring, nice and flush. Then I'm gonna get one for the other side, one more jump ring. And you could just attach the jump ring on the other end, that would work. But I actually like to attach another inch or so of a link chain so that you can adjust the length of it. So like here's a little chain, we call it extension chain. If you have an extra inch of chain, like often when you buy this chain by the foot, you'll have an extra inch or so laying around anyway. So I just place that on the end, and that way it's easy for me to adjust the length when I want to wear it, right? Now, all we need is the pendant. So all I did is take one of our little Tiffany pendants on a jump ring. You got it. That one's on a 6mm one. And I'm gonna drop that right through. And there it is. Literally so pretty, right? Look how gorgeous this is. I just think it looks so expensive and just so pretty, especially like I said, for the holidays, whether it's gonna be a gift or, you know, whether it's something for you to wear or a gorgeous gift. It's just lovely. So fancy, it looks so expensive. Right, and again, so here's one pendant, so that's $4.50. This chain is like $4.50 a foot, I think. So a chain, so 1.5 feet, 6, and then the lobster clasp. So again, we're like $12, $13. And you can probably find chain and the clasps and things at craft stores. The little Tiffany pendants, I'll link them below to our website. But if you find any kind of little charm or pendant, it could all work the same way in these kind of designs. I just wanted to show you some fun, really pretty ways you could wear them because you just don't need much else, right? That's kind of what this channel is about, is showing you how to use minimal modern materials that make, wow, jewelry that's very easy to make and fairly affordable. So thank you for joining me today. If you'd like the video, you can give it a like or subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I would love that. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you here again soon. Until then, sparkle brightly like the star that you are.